Hey yo, what is up FPG fam? Further here and welcome back to another Aether Gazer video. Now, you know me, I absolutely adore this game, dumped many hours into it, provide content on it almost on a daily basis, live stream for the game. This is my main game. This is the game that I've been enjoying the most, and so I think it is incredible. I think it's very special, but with that also being said, I believe it can be improved upon, and I think there are things that can be implemented in this game to make it even better. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about that with you today, and I want to get your thoughts and opinions as well in the comments below. Now, what prompted this was the survey that they went ahead and put out for 2.0 and 2.1. Now, I implore you, go ahead and complete this survey. Not only are you going to get 200 shifted stars, but whenever a developer wants your feedback or the community's feedback on the game, that means that they truly care and that they are still invested, which is a good thing. They want to improve the game to make it better, and they want to know what the community wants in regards to it. So I implore you, I encourage you, make sure to do this survey. Also at the end, they ask what content creator you watch or something to that effect. Go ahead and put my name, you know you want to. Anyways, no, actually put all the Aether Gazer content creators in there. Honestly, put them all in there. That's what I did. Huda Nikki, Play Some, Zaki Senpai, Skill OP, Froke, you know, all the dedicated Aether Gazer content creators. Make sure you go ahead and put their name in there, just to support the community, support the content creators that make dedicated content for the game, because without content creators, honestly, the game is not as hyped, the game doesn't survive as long, and that's just the truth, honestly. But with that being said, just make sure you also give your feedback. Now, they ask specific questions on, you know, what would you like to see implemented in the game, what can be improved upon, and so once again, that's what I wanted to go ahead and talk about. So the first thing that I think is just something that they can implement to make the game better from a quality of life standpoint, and this is going to be very global specific, and that is how you obtain and how much you obtain of the Reconstructors and the warps. I've talked about this on multiple occasions, on multiple streams, but the amount of Reconstructors that we get and how we get them, including warps, is just not good enough, especially coming from a veteran player. If you're a new player of the game, you probably won't run into this issue until later on, but once you become a veteran player, you have multiple modifiers and you're working on multiple modifiers, you run out of Reconstructors incredibly quickly, and you run out of warps incredibly quickly as well. And that's what plagues most veteran players in building up these modifiers and having them online ready to go the way you want them to be. For example, Ling Wang came out some time ago. I still don't even have this one, you know, completely built out, and that's a shame, right? I don't even have any warps associated with her, because when new modifiers come out, I prioritize them and I build them up and get them completed. For example, Gung Chen was the one that came after Ling Wang, so I got her completed, I got her all set, so then I had to go back to Ling Wang. But with that being said, it's a shame that I can't do both, because you just don't get enough Reconstructors. So I think if they rework the way that you get them, and they rework the way that you obtain warps and how much you obtain, I think that would just be a quality of life improvement for all players, to be able to build up their modifiers and be able to use them the way they want to. I understand it's a grindy type of thing, but it's just abysmal how much you get and how long it takes to be able to get them. I think it just needs to be reworked and improved upon, right? I understand you want us to play the game, and we want to play the game, but there's got to be a better way to get more Reconstructors and more warps. This is just not enough, right? And then you go into the shop with the materials that you get from Hazard Zone Cleaning, which, by the way, Hazard Zone Cleaning is the only way to get these things unless there's an event out, which even in the event doesn't give you a whole lot, to be quite honest with you. But when you come over here, you come to Hazard Zone Cleaning, the materials that you get here, you just don't get enough of them to be able to get enough warps, to be able to get enough Reconstructors, and then you have to wait 3 days to be able to do it. It's just not a good system, in my opinion, and I just think that needs to be reworked in some type of way. If anything, just provide more, right? That's all I ask for, is that you provide more. So that's the first thing that I would really harp on. The second thing is something that I believe implemented in the game would improve it, and this is a given, right? That's a PC client. We all know that. That's what we've all been waiting for, is a PC client to be introduced into this game, because to be frank with you, the mobile, although it is smooth, it's not preferable for me personally, especially when I'm trying to complete hard content. I like to do the mobile device when I'm just doing my dailies, trying to get in and out and get things done. But I do prefer to play Aether Gazer on my PC, and the reason being is because being able to see these modifiers in full screen in all detail is incredible, but also to be able to implement their skills and their kit in a very effective way, optimal way on the controller, is just more preferable in my opinion. So Doing that on an emulator, it's been okay, right? I use BlueStacks, linked in the description down below if you want to try it out. I use BlueStacks, but it is finicky. It does give me issues from time to time. Everybody who comes out to my streams knows that it's not a further stream without some technical difficulties, and that's usually in regards to the emulator. It just, you know, sometimes it's faulty, right? But with the PC client, it can be dedicated, smooth. You won't run into those issues. You can have high quality, high definition on it as well, and it would look a lot better and run a lot better. And a lot of people are waiting for a PC client because maybe their mobile phones can't handle Aethergazer. They don't have enough storage space. And for the PC, a lot of people don't like to use emulators because it's finicky, because it doesn't work properly a lot of times, and it has a lot of technical difficulties with it. I know a lot of people use LD Player or Moo, and they've been running perfectly fine, but to have a dedicated PC client not only would be more advantageous, but also introduce a lot more new players to the game because they've been waiting for the PC client specifically to play Aethergazer. Now, I've heard from a very trusted source that the PC client should be coming relatively soon, so we can look forward to that hopefully within the next maybe month or two. We'll just have to wait and see. I believe it's probably going to be for anniversary, maybe, but we'll see. Maybe it could be sooner. I'm not entirely too sure, but PC client, that's a given, right? Now, the other thing that I would talk about that I would love to see implemented in the game that I think would just be a net positive would be co-op. I think co-op would be sick in Aethergazer, and I think that would bring the community together that much more. But not only the community together, I think it would just be another fun game mode that you can introduce into Aethergazer outside of what they have already. To be fair and frank with you, I think Aethergazer does a great job of bringing a lot of different content and different game modes that you can go ahead and take advantage of outside of just combat, which is great because you have a little bit for everybody. But to have a dedicated co-op mode where you can get different resources, maybe more Reconstructors or warps, and be able to play with your guild, or to be able to play on stream with you know, other individuals that enjoy the game, and to be able to do that together and take on maybe a very hard boss that requires co-op, I think that would be fantastic, right? I think that would be a lot of fun. Be able to put dedicated teams together. You know, you need a support, you need to strategize having a specific gen zone together. I think that would be a lot of fun, right? It could be 3-man teams to keep it simple, and I think co-op would be sick in this game. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below in regards to that. Moving on from there, I think a semi-open world would be incredibly cool for this game, just because of the way the modifiers move. They move so fluid, and I love how, I don't know what it is, but the way they run in this game feels far better than any other game that I've played in the past that's an ARPG. They just have a way of movement when you're just running with them, and to be a semi-open world would be a lot of fun to be able to implement in this game of Aethergazer, to be able to use your modifiers in a different way. Once again, it could be a different game mode. It doesn't have to be something that's implemented everywhere. I think it'd be a different game mode that you can go ahead and do to get more resources, more shifted stars, and to be able to break up the monotony of doing, you know, instant battles where you're in and out of stages. I think would be a lot of fun, and I think it would be just another way to be able to use your modifiers and see them outside of just what we have already. So I think a semi-open world would be fantastic in my opinion. And then the last thing that I can really think of off the top of my head is a parry system. I think a dedicated parry system in this game would be phenomenal. There is nothing like perfect parrying. There's nothing more satisfying than perfect parrying in an ARPG, in an action game. It is by far one of the funnest things to do, and you can get very stylish with it. It would just bring more eyes to the game, seeing how you can solo run with a specific character and be able to parry, be able to do your skills, dodge, because the dodge mechanic is great and that's fine, but dodging, if that's all you can do, just leads more to be desired for me personally. So if you could parry, I think that would be phenomenal to be able to introduce in this game. And it could be for new modifiers that are introduced in the future, right? Maybe 3.0 and beyond. These new modifiers are able to parry, and that sets them apart, right? A part of their kit, something that they're able to do, and that's what they do moving forward. I know they have instances of parts of the story where you can parry, and I think that is great, and it was incredibly fun. I got to go ahead and do that, and I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be introduced in the game in general, because I got to do it and it was a lot of fun, and I think it's incredibly cool. And I would love to be able to parry, do some solo runs, stylish solo runs, parrying, perfect parrying, and being able to see my modifiers do that would be fantastic in my opinion. So that was the last thing that I did want to really talk about, something that I thought of. Once again, these are things off the top of my head that I believe will be able to better the game and be able to bring more eyes to the game and be able to improve the game as a whole. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Let me know what you would like to see introduced in Aether in the future. Let me know what you would love the developers to do, and if any developers from Yosar Yongshi watch this video, this was in regards to the survey, and I hope you take a lot of this feedback that I'm saying, as well as the feedback in the comment section and what they have to say, into consideration to make this game what it's supposed to be, which is special and have a lot of eyes on it. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I do truly appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody. You call me further. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.